went from loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're going to give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm going to let you keep your hand.
Well, welcome in, everybody. Is your cell
We
phone
are right
working?
on time. It's literally exactly 2 p.m. What happened? What has changed? We're supposed to be late and gay.
I know. Well, you
Supposed
know,
to be? I thought that was a complaint.
It's a rule. That's the first rule. Jeremy is like, hey, you want to work with us? You got to be late and gay. I'm like, you got it, boss. Whatever you want.
that is true. That is the first rule of working here is you must both be late and gay. There's a massive Verizon outage today, so I don't know how that's going to affect people tuning in. Hopefully not too badly. Yeah, big week. Ice is out there kicking ass. Dumbass kids are getting their eyes shot out because they don't wait. What's going on here, Hannah Claire? What is happening here?
You got an extra white background.
Yeah, this is a very different background. I feel like she's now in hiding.
That's true. I'm in an undisclosed location. I'm on the road, but I couldn't miss the show, so we've got a temporary background. Although I think this looks better than my normal one, so not a good sign.
Are you with the Beanie Man? Are you on the worst coast with the Beanie Man? Because the Beanie Man's on the worst coast of Florida.
I don't know where the Beanie Man is, but I am somewhere different.
The TV might work if you put like a screensaver on it.
I was thinking about it. I just ran out of time, and you know I'm such a boomer. But tomorrow for Astrocast, I'll try and test it out. A lot of people use TVs as their background. I have been doing research for my minor improvement, my incremental improvements. We'll have to see what happens when I get back to base.
Yeah, everyone used to use green screen, but now because TV like technology has gotten so good, like I think Darkins, a guy before us, just uses like huge TVs, or he might use short throw projectors. I'm not.
He uses LED
screens. TV on OAN.
Oh, okay.
Me and the Beanie Man were at his studio. He uses those like LED things that like connect. Right, they're like little Lego things that connect.
Oh, like the Daily Wire we saw at TPOSA. The Daily Wire had that on
super pro, super expensive stuff, like minimum like $50K.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's not going to happen here at all.
Come on, Jeremy. Let's get those coffee sales
up.
Well,
not with that attitude, Jeremy. Come on.
Look, even if I had it, it wouldn't happen. Like I don't know.
Why are you being such a negative Nancy? We don't deserve it. Do we not deserve this?
No, you don't, and and you wouldn't benefit from it anyway because it would be here, So I mean, maybe if we all move to a central location one day, that could be a thing. But
like a Midwest, would you say? I heard that's pretty central.
Midwest is very central. Texas is nice too. Nice tax shelter there. No hurricanes, or I guess like they can have some hurricanes, I guess, but I don't know if the DFW area has them. So it would be
hurricanes are a psyop. They don't really exist. They're meant to just scare away people who aren't hardcore Florida people away from Florida. So
hardcore Florida people have to pay like crazy hurricane insurance, right? So it's a psyop, but it costs.
Yeah,
you guys have insurance?
Not in Florida.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised here that Luke does not have insurance. I'm not surprised even in the slightest. Lots going on. Obviously, there's the ice stuff going on, but I thought I'd start with just a little appetizer. The guy at the Ford factory yesterday, how are we feeling that he got fired?
Not good. I don't like cancel culture.
Yeah.
We live in America. You should be able to express your political thoughts. We live in America, a place where free speech is supposed to be the rule. Whether you like this speech or not, firing and canceling people for opinions.
He wasn't canceled. He's already turned it into like $300,000 on GoFundMe.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, my
is he
position
definitely fired, or is he just suspended for a while?
He's suspended. I suspect he's union, so they may not.
Wonder.
But Look, I'm okay with them firing because he did it on the clock. He did it in a Ford uniform at a Ford factory when they had an invited guest there. 100% fine with it. It doesn't feel great. I feel like, he called Trump a pedophile defender. Trump said, fuck you to his face. I feel like that's even.
It's like even. How do you feel about Trump's response to
FBI agents? Can we fire the J6 people in the FBI? Can we fire those first before we fire a random guy who said a random thing who had a blue collar job?
Well, the FBI isn't in charge of Ford, so I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about it, Hannah Claire?
I mean, obviously, like there's the line of I want people to be able to speak without being penalized for that. I don't agree with what he said. I think it is kind of funny to see Trump flip him off. Like you're saying, it's sort of like a wash. Like he got a jab, Trump got a jab. Melania's going to be mad at Trump that he did something very not presidential. Like, it just becomes kind of American folklore in a way. I can sympathize with Ford as a company being like, if you're on the clock and you like, if it wasn't Trump and it was someone else and this guy did the same thing,
probably the same outcome,
probably says the same things. And again, like you're saying, if he's part of a union and he's suspended right now with or without pay, it doesn't seem like he was just fired and there's no recourse for him. I as much as I want there to be free speech, I can also understand where companies need the right to be able to be like, but we don't endorse all of your speech.
If he was off the clock and he did it, I would 100% not support Ford firing him for it. On the clock, invited guests. What if it was some like Morimoto Japanese guy there and he said some shit? Like, I think it would be fine. I think I love that Trump said fuck you to him. I think this is more signaling that like Pam Bondi's cooked. Like, you think Trump wants to be called a pedophile defender? I don't.
During think a big potential moment to talk about American manufacturing or jobs or whatever, like things he actually wants to be talking about. No, he does not want to be distracted by this.
Well, you could see it pissed him off. He got very angry. He called him an MFer. And then he flipped them off. Yeah. And you could see it got under his skin because, listen, this administration does one thing. And one thing that they do really well is they listen to what people are saying. Right now, there's a lot of gaslighting and media campaigns and countries buying people off on Twitter for a reason, because they understand it reflects the kind of perspective of what people believe to be true. And this Epstein thing isn't shaking off. His advisors came to him and said, listen, we'll just tell the fans that this is not a big deal. It'll all go away. And I was screaming at the top of my lungs, it's not going to work. Please don't fall for this trap. Do not sabuku yourself. Stop it. But people were saying, no, it's going to work. People don't care. People are not going to care about this. It clearly is an issue. They kept postponing releasing of the files for the last 3 weeks. Bill and Hillary Clinton just refused to testify and are held in contempt of Congress. You have a layup slam dunk case that could end up Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton in jail. This is something that Trump has been hinting at for a long time. He has the layup. It's right there. Just put the ball in the hoop. Just lay it in there, please. Good golly gracious, oh Lord, please. Just do it. Redeem it. Put him in jail with Clinton, please. Goodness gracious. But the decision essentially is Pam Bondi and the Ice Maiden, and it's not going to happen. And it's sad that it's not going to happen. Sorry, I just had to go off on my rant because, I remember back in the day, he was like, Hillary Clinton's going to go to jail. Yes. I know. Now you can legally do it. Do it.
Yeah, in this case, you have basically I think a slam dunk to get a mugshot on these two. This is isn't even you had Steve Bannon. Let's actually go, because I wanted to do a dedicated segment to try and promote the live stream. So let's do a segment on this right now. I'll try to keep it nice and tight and professional.
That's what she said.
Yes. Well, they do want it professional, I think. So it came out this morning that Congress would be charging Bill and Hillary Clinton with contempt of Congress. Now, if you're watching this later, This is from our live stream channel, Quartering Live. Make sure, we're live every day at 2 Eastern. Hopefully you'll subscribe to that channel and see us talk about this stuff live. Bill and Clinton have basically declared themselves above the law. This is not that different than Steve Bannon and also I forget the other guy's name who also went to jail for ignoring
Roger Stone, wasn't that it? Or Peter Navarro?
Navarro. Yeah, Peter Navarro. Yeah. So I'm going to kick it to Luke and then Hannah Claire. I mean, this is a golden opportunity for Trump to say, I would have loved not to arrest them, but they literally are in contempt. And once they're held in contempt of Congress, I don't think anything that happens after that, we have a precedent with Bannon and Navarro. Sorry. You knew what you were doing. You just thought we wouldn't enforce it. I mean, what do you think is going to happen here?
I don't think anything's going to happen, and be quite honest with you. And that's really sad based on my kind of understanding of the situation. But looking at how the Democrats handled their situation, it took Merrick Garland 3 weeks to indict Steve Bannon after he was held in contempt of Congress, right?
They gave him a bunch of chances, didn't they? They held him in contempt, and they kind of gave him some more chances to show up, and he just never did.
Now, to be fair, Clinton has been saying, the Clintons have been saying that they're going to be showing up for 5 months, right? And they keep postponing every time they're supposed to show up. So for 5 months, the Clinton lawyers coming out saying they're going to be there. They would love to be there. They can't wait to be there. They're going to be there. Don't worry. And then it's always like, we have to go somewhere. Oh, we can't make it. Sorry. No, we can't do it this time. And they kept postponing. So the Clintons had multiple times to sit down. And this is why they don't want to say what kind of is really going on here, because if you remember, and if you're going to go down the Epstein lore, Epstein was inside of Bill Clinton's White House in the 1990s. The guy who let him in also mysteriously met a very interesting end to his life.
That was mysterious.
Was very Clintonized.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about Bill Clinton talking about how Epstein was in the Oval Office. What was he doing at the White House all the way back in the 1990s? What was Epstein doing at the helm of government where there were a lot of weird, shady things happening and going on? I think it even goes further. I think there's because we found out through the 1% of the Epstein files that have been released, 99 still hasn't, and the DOJ keeps missing the deadline 3 weeks in a row now, which is extremely disappointing, even though they announced that they hired 400 lawyers to help with these disclosures. We're still not getting any of them. Sorry, I just, my mind's just going off on all these factoids that I think are critically important to understand here. But I believe, as we found out through 1% of the Epstein files, that there's a connection between Armenia, Arkansas, and how Clinton was a part of Iran-Contra, as Epstein was a part of Iran-Contra. And I believe, based off my own interpretation, that the two met through the CIA Iran-Contra scandal, where they were selling weapons and guns for the CIA. Epstein was the one that was literally moving the CIA airplane company from Miami to Ohio to be closer to Wes Lexner, who also is a big component. He was just asked to testify to Congress as well, which is a major, huge development. He's probably going to postpone it as well. He should face indictment charges
he's
as
kind
well.
Of the biggest. He's kind of like the second biggest name in the files that is well known. Les Wexner, right?
Well, I would say Bill Clinton. Alex Jones came out interviewing one of the victims who talked about how, Bill Gates was one of the head guys here in all of this, right? So they were doing lots of crazy, weird scientific experiments. I believe Nick Fuentes' take was absolutely wrong today. I did a full dedicated video on that. And that's
what was his take?
His take was like, there were no children. It was just barely legal. And I'm like,
no, there weren't. Wasn't there a helicopter pilot that testified that people were bringing kids there? Like
Peter Nygaard was also, that's what Alex brought. But there's also Jean-Luc Bernet that bragged about 1,000 children. Epstein, according to Pam Bondi, had
those
huge
videos.
Terabytes of files of children being hurt on video. Yep. And you're telling me this billionaire never acted on it? Get out of here. And as there's photos of him with small children around everywhere in some of these Epstein files and a lot of photos with Clinton. And we just want to know what the hell was going on here. And I think we deserve an answer.
Well, it's certainly possible that people were just bringing their kids there on vacation. You could believe it or not. I mean, like, it's possible, but given what we know about what these people do and their thirst for youth, I mean, Hannah Claire, do you think? I mean, basically, the Clintons released like this 4-page letter that was like, "Hey, we're definitely going to do it." And when the time comes for them to show up, they don't. Now that they've been charged with contempt, it does put the government in a weird spot. Like, Steve Bannon is not a former president. Peter Navarro is not a former president that didn't show up. You know, these two, I mean, Bill obviously is.
Trump could sell Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton merch with their mugshots, because I think people would love it. I mean, that's the question. Like, could they go after a former president? Georgia already did that. We've already had a Trump mugshot.
New York did it.
And one of my favorite moves of all time being like, here is the Trump mugshot merch released by the Trump campaign. I think there is a hunger to have that justice, especially again, because this chorus of lock her up has followed Trump throughout his presidencies. I mean, he said he would arrest Hillary Clinton, and he's never made good on it. This seems like the opening. The letter is, to me, so ridiculous, because it's just this combination of like, Trump's a fascist, this government's out of control. Actually, you guys aren't being in good faith, and also we have the moral high ground. Like, it doesn't excuse anything. They keep saying they're happy, they've complied, they're willing to, they want to share the information. If you want to share the information, just show up for the time you've been subpoenaed. It's not that complicated. And I think that we can all see when someone is like dodging and trying to spin the blame on someone else, it seems like you're trying to hide something. The Clintons, I think, are making this worse for themselves, and they're relying on their social and political capital, to be like, well, we're not Trump and we're Democrats, so therefore we would never lie to you. We would never be involved in anything bad. And I just don't think that the moderate voter in America believes that anymore.
Do you think,
Luke, we
had
enough of the merch. We had enough of the AI slop. We want indictments. We want legitimate action that highlights how these people who are acting above the law could actually be held responsible for doing so. I don't want to see merch. I don't want to see AI slop. I don't want to see teasing. We had enough of that. We need legitimate action, unless we don't have a serious country.
But the reality is, like, you can take a temperature by seeing what people would buy. And people would love to see Hillary Clinton having to go through the same treatment that Trump did. They want to see some kind of result. And so I think it's interesting to think, like, I don't think Trump would actually sell Hillary Clinton merch for a lot of reasons.
Somebody would. Maybe the bestpoliticalshirts.com would probably have something.
Want to see this again. Not all of them. You have your super dyed-in-the-wool blue Hillary Clinton supporters, but there are people who have been waiting for the Clintons to face consequences for a long time. So I don't know what the Trump administration will do. I think it's kind of hard to predict, because we are, I think, regularly questioning the leadership of the DOJ right now. But I think it's something that would be viewed favorably. And Luke said this before, the Trump administration pays attention to the discourse online, and both online and like at the corner store, so to speak. Yeah. They know that it wouldn't be held against them if they pursued action against the Clintons in any way.
Well, we're going to see now. This is a chance for the Republicans and the Trump administration to show if they are actually committed towards saving America. If there's no indictments of the Clintons, they're not committed towards that goal, in my opinion.
Well, when you want an indictment, we need an actual crime. Like
contempt of Congress.
Right. I actually think that they will do this. And here's why. I think that the Trump administration has finally realized, after a year and a half, we see this in the way that they're reacting to the ICE protests, most specifically in this past couple of days, where they're like, you know what? You're going to call us Nazis anyway. We're going to surge another 1,000 DHS agents in there. Mm-hmm. I actually think that they will move forward. They'll give the Clintons like as much time as, they'll drag their feet. But remember, like, they have the majority. It's like people talk about Tim Walz last night getting the paperwork for him to be indicted. No, they won't get the 2/3 vote to remove him, but it's at least a coin flip chance that they indict him. You get a Tim Walz indictment, you get an indictment on Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, look, they're not going to go to jail. It's a pipe dream. But if you get an indictment on them for refusing to show up to Congress for this, I still think that's a huge optics win. And I think that, I agree with Luke. Like, look, we need arrests, obviously. Like, but I think the Trump administration are probably going to say, you know what? At some point, the people that are going to cover for the Clintons by saying, well, this is a political witch hunt, they weren't going to vote for you anyway. So what's the point? The second they're back in power, we all know what they're going to do. If and when the Republicans lose the midterms, which they likely will, they're just going to be impeaching Trump for the last 2 years of his presidency anyway. You might as well get some scalps now. And they knew they were going to never put, let's be honest, they knew they were never going to put Donald Trump in jail. They put him through what they did in the Southern District of New York to humiliate him. So I am team low road. I think the Trump administration will, I mean, now it's not like they don't have to charge with like something nebulous. They've been charged with contempt of Congress, or they said they're going to do it this morning. I don't know if it's official. I say you move forward with it. You go to their house at 3 a.m. You pick them up, you drag them into Congress, you get the mugshot, you do everything they did to Trump. And you say, this is the rules that you set forth. That's what I want. That's what Luke wants. Whether or not they go to jail for crimes on the island, I mean, you have to have some evidence of that. But they've at least committed this crime. And so people are getting a little tired of, the Clintons, and then you don't do anything about it. Now you have it served up on a silver platter. So I think you've got to at least bring them in, and you've got to get the mugshot, and you've got to, I'm not saying you put him in jail, but you could, you could.
Well, like that's what Navarro and Bannon were dealing with, right?
Right.
Why can't we have the shoe on the other foot? And if you don't, you show weakness. Does Trump want to look weak? Because if he does, they're going to do what they did to Bolsonaro. If you look at the president of Brazil, who, by the way, the whole situation in Brazil is wild, because it is a true testament of like almost exactly what happened here in America. They had their own J6. They had their own insurrection. Bolsonaro also was someone that they attempted to assassinate. They stabbed him in the stomach. He's still dealing with extreme health issues with that. Bolsonaro lost the election, and they arrested him and put him in jail. He lost all of his appeals, and he's going to be there for the rest of his life in jail. That's the future that's going to happen to Trump if the corrupted FBI agents who attacked him first aren't fired or at least held accountable, and if he doesn't answer back strongly like they did against him.
Yeah, we'll wrap this segment there because I want to move right into the Secret Service stuff. So if you're watching this segment over on the Jeremy Hambley channel, there'll be a link in the description to the Quartering Live channel. Please do subscribe and tune in live to us daily at 2 o'clock, or you can rewatch the show later, or we're also on all of the audio formats, so you can get the show on like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that stuff too. I did want to shift now to what you guys thought about the Secret Service. This has been like we talked about what I would call as a failure, letting some like mentally deranged lunatic, and I won't even say it was like politically, who knows, that story went away pretty quick. But what we do know is the Secret Service let some lunatic walk up to JD Vance's home and throw a rock through the window that could have very easily been a grenade.
Could have been anything.
Yeah. Now we know. We got, and again, James O'Keefe again, like just never gets the credit he really deserves. He gets a Secret Service agent like giving out fucking JD Vance's personal schedule. Why? Like this should, I don't know the law, but like this should be a criminal charge. Like this is, I feel like what do you guys make of this? Yeah. Okay. He's been put on leave, but I mean, we still have a major problem with people who are politically against the people in charge in arguably the most important positions. The Secret Service and the FBI.
I mean, I think in this case, if you read the report on O'Keefe Media Group's website about it, they point out that it's not just like, oh, this guy was a loose lip Secret Service agent who was giving out information on a date to flex, which like is, not good. That's not acceptable. But the person talks about voting for Biden and for like being sort of against ICE and all of these things. Like this person is open about their opposition to the administration. And, you're allowed to have your private views in whatever capacity, but it seems like you would not want to staff this person with the vice president. They should go be on someone else's detail. Can't he go be on Joe Biden's detail if he's so anti-Trump? Like, why would you give someone who is prone to, at the very least, apathy, if not malice towards the current administration, access to the vice president like that? It seems like a crazy, easy oversight. And I don't understand why the Secret Service would just like overlook it when deciding who would be on the detail.
Yeah, I think
who knows?
at
Maybe
very
this
minimum.
will be the next Bongino, you know?
Well, we could talk about Dan later, but the fact that, you know, I'm not sure who's directly in charge of the Secret Service. Who runs that? Is that Homeland Security?
I think they have their own dedicated offices and their own director. But I believe a lot of agencies are under, you know, the DHS umbrella.
I thought it was under DOJ, but I could be wrong. I'll double check right now.
Well, either way, like, how is this guy, like, I don't know if you can put him in jail specifically, but I mean, obviously he's fired. Okay, DHS oversees the Secret Service. So, like, why aren't they? I continue to be shocked. Like, the Secret Service allowed some autistic, weird-looking kid within a centimeter of exploding Trump's head on national television. They let somebody walk up to JD Vance's fucking house. They also, let's not forget, I don't know how these, whether people are blaming Marjorie Taylor Greene, they let these like protesters like get within just feet of the president at his dinner in that restaurant in DC, if you guys remember that. Like I think they were pro-Palestine people.
Right.
And they were tipped off like, how the fuck did they even get in the building?
Well, and
like,
this is under a different head.
Here?
Like, you have technically named things that span two different heads of the Secret Service. Because if you remember, with Crooks, afterwards, the female head of the Secret Service at the time first blamed local police, blamed Butler PD, even though that doesn't make any sense. That wouldn't have been the protocol. They would have been in charge of rooftops. She was like, oh, well, they were in charge. Local police was in charge of that building. So she just tried to skirt their responsibility entirely, which is ridiculous.
And then she stonewalled in the proceedings.
It took a really long time for her to finally leave her post. I mean, and then we continue to have problem after problem. I understand that Secret Service probably has a complicated job. They protect a lot of different people. It's not just the president, it's the vice president, it's their families, it's their spouses, lots of moving parts, different cities. I want to have a level of empathy to it being a complex job that I probably don't totally understand. But come on, like, this seems like a good personnel staffing question. Like, do you have animosity towards the current administration? Okay, maybe we'll put you on a different president's detail, not the current vice president.
Yeah, go watch the Clintons and protect them from not testifying to the Epstein stuff, as of course they have Secret Service protection, right?
Well, yeah, isn't there enough? Like, okay, you're a Biden supporter. Just go support, just protect one of them then. Like, this seems like a no-brainer.
Let's just say hypothetically there's a scenario where, because Secret Service agents are trained to take a bullet for a politician. You think this guy, when he's watching JD Vance and he sees the threats against him, you think he's jumping in front of a bullet when he expressed epithets that are very far left and liberal and leftist?
If people haven't seen the interview, by the way, if people haven't seen the tape, go watch it. Like, this guy fucking hates, he's a raging liberal.
Yeah, I sent you the link so we could play it here. I haven't watched the video personally myself.
Is it on the Apes one?
I'm just reading about it as we're talking about it.
Let's bring it up right now.
But yeah, if there's a threat, this guy's not jumping in front of a bullet for JD Vance. It's pretty clear. Just like those fat, obese Secret Service women that were like cowering around. I bet they were probably liberals too when Trump was getting shot at. Those fat buffoon Oompa Loompas, right, that Trump got. I mean, come on.
Why don't we just have like fucking retired Delta Force in Secret Service? Like,
I mean, but also, like, couldn't we just have people who, when they take an oath and they take this kind of serious job, put this stuff aside? Like, is that a crazy thing to ask?
Yes. Because, I mean, no, but yes.
I'm being idealistic, but yeah. No, I know that it is in the current age, but like, I wish there was a time beyond politics. And I believe that for some, like military service members, for other people, like they believe in the service they feel called to offer to the country. But so often it's like, oh, I'm collecting a nice government paycheck, and actually I don't care about the thing that I am really supposed to be doing, which is protecting the people who've been elected.
And you have a pretty low risk job. Like, to be totally honest with you, like, it is way safer to be in Secret Service than it is to be on a highway crew. Like, and it's not even close. And, you know, I think, wait,
Secret
Jeremy,
Service
Amazon
versus like local police, right? I feel like Secret Service probably is way more secure just because they should be.
Yeah. Maverick, I'm going to look into that. You should email me your Amazon order and let me know about that. They're sending their own coffee to somebody. Yeah, here's just a little bit of, I mean, this guy, you can just look at him. He's got like that smug liberal look on his face.
Can I see your badge again with your photo?
Oh, man. Another honeypot.
That's the thing. Like,
Guys!
as soon as it's digital keys, I'm like, look. Because, like, okay. Like, there's a version of this where, like, the Secret Service member are trying to date. I get it. I want people to get married and have children. And he's trying to be like, yeah, I protect JD Vance. Like, we're just zip-zopping all over the country. We're doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, don't give the personal details. Don't, like, you can see where this isn't just, like, he's trying to impress a girl. It's like, also, I hate it here. I hate this person.
Yeah, well, he's like, can you show me your... By the way, every minute that Luke is gone, I'm docking him a part of his pay.
Hey, I heard that, you son of a gun. Hey, James O'Keefe has a really effeminate voice, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know. It's so funny, like...
identification again?
I don't think we'll ever beat that time he just, like, pulled off a pair of glasses and the guy was like, oh my God, it's James O'Keefe.
I worry because I could see one of these girls getting Luke one day. Like,
I don't
Luke...
drink.
So
that's
a great point.
happen.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's always alcohol that gets these guys. Oh, it's alcohol and vagina. It's a combination. Or butthole.
The last battle for a great man is lust. I believe I conquered that battle.
Yeah. Luke, you've been to Epstein Island. Oh, you have.
That's what I know.
How many subscribers?
I just want everyone who's like got an OF right now to know that Jeremy's on the other end operating it. Just picture that.
I'm trying to honeypot Luke myself in my spare time. Like
it's a Fed. I know it. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Like she likes
it.
She's definitely a Fed.
Isn't it so funny that like I guess it's like I want to feel like if some girl was like, oh my God, can I see your, like, I'd be like, okay, like none of these people, like he's just like, oh yeah, here's my badge.
Your badge again with your photo? You're so cute.
Oh my God,
a current Secret Service agent on Vice President J.D. Vance's security detail.
When he's like walking.
They're probably not even supposed to show that to like civvies unless they have to. Maybe it's not a big deal. I don't know.
I assume if you have a badge, like you can show it to anybody.
Yeah, maybe.
Like it's a badge.
Like, where are you?
We'll have a lease, a minimum head, and
gives away vital high-level security information to our undercover journalists.
we have different shifts. We have shift.
Dude, this could get him killed. Like, if this woman was like looking to kill him, now she knows exactly how many shifts he has, who's working them.
Tells her about detailed future travel plans for the Vice President, and even sends her pictures with location metadata revealing where the president's convoy was located.
Oh my God.
Potentially violating both the Secret Service NDA and United States federal law. And Tomas is fully...
Okay, so he can get charged now. He should be. Like, you have to make an example of him. You can't just... you can't just keep firing these people. Like... If it violates federal law, then he should be charged for it because you need to set a precedent for other agents. Like, listen, I know you're trying to get your wiener wet, but you can't fucking do this. Like,
and the Secret Service put out a response being like, he failed to meet our standard. Like, whatever.
No,
that doesn't sound like
prison.
enough. You know who I want to hear from? Usha Vance. Like, don't you imagine that she hears this and she's like, I don't care that you're trying to date. Like, this is my husband and my family that you're risking. And I'm sure she would be happy to see him face some kind of serious consequence.
And you people, like 3 weeks ago, were asleep in your car, I presume, and let somebody else walk up to my home where my family sleeps. Like, you don't think? I mean, Usha's probably like, JD, what the fuck? Like,
Usha's probably like, entire new team. All of you are dumb.
Yeah, right.
aware of this. Quote, I sign paperwork, so if I don't have to give out information, I never do, otherwise I get in trouble.
He knows.
You really have to stand in awe of the lack of self-awareness.
There ain't nothing secret about what we do.
Tomas Escato also reveals that he voted for Biden and that he hates Trump and Vance's immigration policies.
Did you vote for Biden?
Yes, I did actually.
What do you think about like all the ICE stuff going on?
Well, he looks Latino, right?
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
They're employing taxes that shouldn't be employed.
You may have seen reports last week that
What did he say there? It's pointless?
About taxes.
Yeah.
What do you think about like all the ICE stuff going on?
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
They're employing taxes that shouldn't be employed.
Employing tactics that shouldn't be deployed. What tactics? I would love, like, hey, if you're an ICE officer, I'll tell you this right now. You email me and show me you're an ICE officer, I'll send you a bag of free coffee. It's so weird how like ICE is seen in this like different light. They're no different than, let's say, DEA or like undercover police officer, or what do they call them? Jump guys or jump boys. The people that are like in drug enforcement, they have to protect their people. Like fucking Joe Rogan yesterday is like, oh, they're like the Gestapo because they wear masks. It's like, you didn't see that fucking leftists just doxed 4,500 of them, their home addresses
Also, like,
and their phone numbers.
Doesn't the SWAT teams use masks? Like lots of people use masks as standard parts of their uniform. I don't think it's that crazy. I understand.
Well, these people are eventually get out of jail. That's why they have to protect their identity. Like,
sure,
you know, like it's
sense.
not crazy.
And also, like, I understand where this now feels like it's like Trump's secret, whatever, paramilitary, whatever the accusation is, that they're basically being used by the federal government in lieu of soldiers. I don't think that's accurate, but I know the deranged fear that is propagating that. But in part, the Biden administration treated them terribly. The Biden administration cut funding and also often set up ICE agents who were just doing their jobs to look like they were horrible people. I mean, it is a very different treatment under the Trump administration, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's more fair.
Yeah. There's also liberal women organizing themselves on Tinder to try to get matches with ICE agents so they could dox them and get personal information from them. Yeah. So that's the type of wild
the loneliness
stuff.
Epidemic. You see, they're preying on the lonely.
If this guy was married,
hopefully he wouldn't be out here.
Luke, there is a rumor going around in chat that you were just off screen eating a McRib. Is that true? Let me get some viewer.
He's not denying it.
How dare you?
Yeah.
You know the insults that cut the deepest, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know Luke will make some exceptions.
Why are you shooting shots at me? I could read some comments with people saying stuff about you too.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I know Luke will make some exceptions, but I don't think he would ever eat a McRib. By the way, I want to. Let me read some viewer messages. Animal Man says, no more Epstein. It's old news. Trump's not involved. More important issues are growing threat of civil collapse and unrest in all the major cities. I get that sentiment. I still want some justice there. I would say I would agree with you, but release the Epstein files first. If it really is a nothing burger, then let us see it. And then fine. But I still want the files that they promised me. Scooter Magruder says, Clinton charges won't make it past grand jury in very liberal DC. That's a sad reality we live in. That's fine. Perp walk him anyway. Like, I don't care. At this point, I don't care.
The procedure is the punishment.
Yep, that's exactly what they did to Trump. They did it to him in Georgia.
Trump has an amazing opportunity right now to be like, look, they're the ones hiding the Epstein stuff. I'm going to release all the files now. Here's the files. Here's Clinton indicted. I'm a man of my action. I'm a man of my word. This is what I did. All right. Yeah. And then he with that perp walk, he gets to get rid of all that bad PR and juju that has been building up for a long time.
Right. Luke's right.
Been affecting him. This is the strategy. This is what his advisors need to tell him immediately if they care about him and his legacy and his stature.
Immediately make it about the Clintons covering it up, and you erase the ops that the Democrats have run on him for the past 4 months. Like, perp walk him. Take his picture. I don't care if the liberal DC doesn't that's fine. That's fine. Doesn't matter to me. The front page of the New York Post will be Hillary Clinton's fucking mug shot. Like there's no This has to happen. Mr. Tough Guy says, yeah, I would think every agent would be like Gerard Butler's character when it comes to Secret Service to the president. How does Hollywood sell it better than the White House? Yeah, this guy's chunky too. Like he's overweight. Like I can be chunky. I'm not in Secret Service. Over on YouTube, Shadow says, Carolyn Borisenko, who gives a shit? She's a crazy grifter. Came after you in her stream and even claimed you lied about her Fox News appearance and said she was going after your coffee sponsors. Yeah, that's funny.
Your coffee sponsors?
I don't know if that's
I haven't even heard of her.
Nobody has. She's irrelevant. She for whatever reason, Fox puts her on the air, and I wish her the best, but she is a liberal. She look into who she's dating. I'm pretty sure she dated somebody. I don't want to make a claim in front of such a large crowd, but look into her boyfriend. And I'm pretty sure he spent some time in the clink for something pretty spicy. But I won't go into that. High Voltage says, lock her up. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't care if you don't lock her up. If you can't charge, I'm not for like putting people in prison if you can't charge them. But you can charge them with contempt here. And you can perp walk them. And you should. The Texas vet says, I think we need to officially differentiate between a business-owned individual and a corporation with separate rule. Joe Blow owning a business and having a big business rep hurt by employee comments has more impact than at Nike. That's true. That's true. High Voltage hitting him with again, lock her up or lock him up. Yeah, I think he should be charged too.
Lock
and the text vet
up,
said,
maybe.
Yeah. I get in more trouble for missing a phishing email test than they do for giving out OPSEC intel. This is insane. When I was in the Army, we would face Article 15 and military charges for giving out information like that. That's what I mean. Like, I'm over this. Oh, he was just a good boy trying to get his wiener wet. He has to get charged federally because you have to send a message to these other Secret Service and federal employees that say, like, look, you have a huge salary and a job that requires almost no risk. Okay. Like in the last 100 years, there's been 2 incidents where you had to like put your life on the line. It's one of the safest jobs on the planet, more safe than any construction job by a mile. And you have huge salaries and huge benefits. It is a privilege to work for the Secret Service. And those who will reject that privilege, there's a real penalty for that. And if until they do that, you're going to keep this guy. I mean, this is not just, I work for the Secret Service. This is like, hey, here's where the fucking president is.
Here's the shift schedule.
Yeah. Like, this is not a joke. I do want to take a second for my co-host to let the folks who are watching, let people know where they can find them. Luke, if you want to go first, feel free. We've got lots more to cover, but I like to give people a chance to self-promote.
Yeah, I appreciate that. YouTube.com/wearechange. I'll put it in the comment section.
The mods will put it in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, people just easily click on it, check it out. I've been working very hard. Lots of crazy things are happening. I did a full Epstein breakdown this morning regarding Bill Gates. And the Bill Gates kind of like human eugenics connection is very crazy. And then I just released a video about Nick Fuentes, as a lot of people are saying that he, quote, got the call. So I just went into that drama and controversy. YouTube.com/wearechange. Go check it out. Really appreciate all the time that people spend with me there and support the stuff that I do there. So thank you.
Cool. You guys can find my work on Rumble and YouTube. I'm Hannah Claire B in both places. I'm also Hannah Claire B, just like it's written on the screen, on X as well. You can find videos about news, cultural stuff. I also come back on Thursdays for Astrocast, also on this live stream at 2:00. It's an important part of the day. I think Astrocast is the best. But yeah, thank you guys already for the support, and I'm just happy to be here.
I just have a huge shout out to today's show sponsor, Field of Greens. Most people don't look forward to their annual physical because they're nervous about what their doctor might find. That's why what you do before the appointment matters. So before your next checkup, make the one health change your doctor should notice or your money back. Make it Field of Greens. Doctors today look beyond your calendar age and look at biological age. how healthy your cells are and vital organs are. Field of Greens was designed with that in mind. Each fruit and vegetable is doctor selected to support your cells, heart, lungs, kidneys, and healthy weight. In fact, university study found that participants who only added Field of Greens saw measurable improvements in key health markers. Just one change changed everything. That's why Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back. Go to your next physical confident. One scoop, once a day, done. Make Field of Greens your one smart change this year. Check out university study and get 20% off Field of Greens at fieldofgreens.com. Promo code quartering. That's fieldofgreens.com. Promo code quartering. I do partake in Field of Greens myself. So it is a good thing. And most importantly, this month, really kind of put my hat out there, passing the hat. We have a goal of getting to 2,000 members at thequartering.com. You get access to our private Discord. You can talk with me directly. But quite honestly, we need your support. And I don't know if Luke's going to get in on this, but Melanie Mack and Hannah Claire and I have all promised to dye our hair SJW colors if we reach 2,000 members this month. We're about halfway there. There's literally over 13,000 people watching right now. If you guys went to thequartering.com, click the join now button on the top and joined. I don't want to be that guy, but it is extremely important to supporting the show. You can find all of our members' information on the site if you want to follow there. You see, you guys got up here so you can find Luke's information, Hannah Claire's information, all of our stuff on the site.
It's like a family photo album up there. So cute.
Yeah, and it's really important. Please don't wait any longer. Go to the Quartering right now during the stream. Join as a member. It is massively important to the future of our show. If anybody knows what's going on YouTube now, it is bad. And to keep the show going, 2,000 members is I'm not even trying to make money. 2,000 members pays everybody's salary and keeps the show running. So that's all I want to do. So thequartering.com/join, please take the plunge today. And it's $6 a month, or if you join on the annual, you get the whole year off. And we really could use it. I do want to say, I want to talk about this new information that came out about the agent that was struck by ICE vehicle. What do we get for joining? You get access to the members only Discord, so you can talk directly to me and other people in the staff. There are some also member discounts that you get above and beyond. I'm going to get some new codes from people as well. But I refuse, unless you guys promise to make the carpet match the drapes. I'm not dyeing my pubes for anybody. But I will.
Very personal request.
Yeah. Okay. If we get 5,000 members by the end of the month, sure. All right. Jeremy, the problem is specter of FDR. Since FDR, senior admin in deep state, promote 3/5 ideology aligned, that keeps us so no matter who's in office, you still get FDR. I can explain later. Yeah, well, you can explain in the members Discord. Luke, I won't pressure him, but I don't know. Luke, 2,000 members secures your job. Are you willing to go SJW hair for the team?
Why are you guys trying to put people through humiliation rituals? What is it? I never even heard about this. I don't even know about this. Why are you guys?
Wow, you don't watch Astrocast? That's crazy.
It came about yesterday, and both of the girls agreed. So I mean, I guess
we think we should reclaim the crazy colored hair. We don't think it's fair that only SJWs get to dye their hair bright colors.
That sounds like an extremely weird thing for a dude to do.
Well, okay. I mean, I guess if we only get to 18 members, 1,800 members.
I'm still perplexed and confused.
All right, can I tase you? Can I tase you then?
I need to think about this.
Did you not post a video of you doing
You can dye it back. I'm not saying you have to leave it like that forever. Dye it for you have blonde hair.
Put horrible food dyes in my head.
You can use Kool-Aid.
Natural one.
Crazy. This is why the liberals have so many negative health effects. They put
oh my god, Luke's not a team player, guys. Remember that. Let's you know what, if Luke doesn't do it, I will find a way to offer another benefit.
Else, but I don't want to put horrible
Luke's
freaking
trying to meet
chemicals
a
in my
wife, is what he's saying. He
All right,
can't
Luke
risk his hair right now.
Will you eat a McRib on stream?
Oh, why does it have to be a humiliation ritual? Why can't it be like you have to
Because
achieve
that's
something
what the
greater
people
that
want.
actually helps you? Like you have to do freaking like 20 pull-ups in a row, or you have to fight somebody.
Didn't you have a membership
McRib as a humiliation ritual?
Wait,
we gotta talk about the optics here. I'm not gonna be sucking down on some fat, juicy goy slop.
Oh, what does chat want Luke to do? I bet chat has 100 ideas.
What the hell is this? What the hell is this nonsense?
I think you should just ask chat. I bet chat has 100 suggestions.
All right, chat can come up with what.
Somebody. Okay, I'd rather do that than take goy slop in my mouth or paint my hair like a lunatic.
Luke has been reading Hannah Claire's blog.
Poison. Like, get out of here! I'll go fight. I'll go fight Sam Hyde or something.
Team player,
right?
God, this is why we can't have nice things. I'll go in a sparring match
with Sam. Give me something good. Give me something good here.
No, it's not supposed to be something you want to do.
No, it's not supposed to be something you want. Yeah, didn't you have a goal on your show to tase somebody? I'm pretty sure you did.
Well, I set up the taser in his chair secretly, and I had the button ready to go.
Yeah.
And I kind of let him know, like, hey, man, you had a deal. He had a deal. He said he would do it. It was his idea.
All right, like, how about this? If we hit our 2,000 member goal, Luke has to sit here on the show every Wednesday silently.
No, I would go crazy.
Luke wouldn't make it through one show. He has to be silent the whole time.
He has to show up. He still gets paid. Impossible. He still gets paid. He has to come here, but he can't. His mic is mute. His mic is muted the entire time.
I would go crazy.
Yeah. All right. Thecornering.com. Please do. It's not like, look, Tim Pool has plenty of money. Everyone else has plenty of money. We would definitely love to earn your, yeah, I've pitched it hard enough. But
make it something difficult, something hard to achieve. I'm going to think about something.
All right, Luke will think of something.
There's a punishment with like 100 push-ups, right? You have to do 100 push-ups. Like that's hard. It's difficult. It's tough.
I think you have to ask chat what they would like to see. What would they enjoy?
Yeah, Luke has to donate to Jasmine Crack. No, I don't want to do that. No. Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll let Luke think about if he wants to be a team player or not.
It could be difficult. It could be painstaking, but it has to be not a humiliation ritual. Like,
I don't know, chat. You just let us know what you want. Follow your own hearts.
Might as well get an OF if I'm going to start doing the humiliation ritual.
Luke has to open an OnlyFeet account. He has to put his feet on WikiFeet.
That seems like we're borderline HR issues.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do that.
You have to do it. Making me stay quiet. Someone just said, Luke must sit silent while you talk about Epstein and COVID all the time.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that would be. We'll
I got some dietary advice in front of Luke.
We'll get back to the news here, but please do head to thecornering.com. Like, I've got to go hard in January. Like, we're just teetering around. Like, I got to go to the hard ask. We got to get there because it would just secure the show no matter what happens. And fucking let me just put it this way. If you had to give a percentage to how worse things are on YouTube, it's like 60% down. And I know you guys don't care, and I know people don't care about
this. How about this? Someone just said it in the chat. Set up a blind date.
Ooh.
I have to go on a blind date.
All right. I agree. I like that.
I feel like we should be doing that anyways. Since you want to find a wife.
It can't be a fat.
No, you can't say can't be fat. It's a blind date. There's no. I'll think of something.
I got it, Jeremy. Someone just said in the chat, you got to go kiss the wall.
Yeah, I mean, if it would cost too much money to send him there, that would burn up all of our membership money. But we'll think about it. We'll think about it. Something Luke can do.
I love this brainstorming though. Keep going, chat.
Yeah, I'm not going to make him.
But it has to be a bona fide woman. It can't be Gorla.
You guys don't have to listen to Luke. You can be whatever you want it to be. You keep throwing out your suggestions.
Yeah. Luke wears a shock collar, and every time he gives health advice, he gets zapped. How about that?
HR.
Zap facts. Every time they go for a snack.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to this. So there's some new news, but anyway, yes, please do join. Once we had 2,000, I'll shut up about it, but we do have to kind of. Ooh, yeah. What about a date with Ashley St. Clair? She's a lib now.
Gosh darn it.
She's had a bunch of beautiful work done to her face. You can barely see her gigantic schnoz. So an ICE agent who was struck by Renee Good's vehicle suffered internal bleeding in his torso. Now, of course, the left is saying, Well, that could be just a bruise. It's interesting how the left is saying fake news now. But I would argue, even if it is just a bruise, it still proves she hit him with her car. Like, it's still like this weird. Have you guys noticed this massive push in propaganda? Like that 21-year-old kid, oh, he was just standing there like a good boy when ICE ruthlessly shot him in the eye point blank. Oops, video footage comes out. No, he was throwing rocks and he had shields and he charged at ICE. It seems like the left is really amping up the propaganda. Just like that woman that was pulled out of her car. Disabled woman pulled out of her car yesterday. When you watch the video, I broke it down. She stopped there on purpose. She had a free path to move on the road in front of her. Even if the road she needed to get to was closed down, she could have went straight, turned left, and then turned left again. She was there to agitate. There's no question about it.
Right. But they know, left-wing media and let's say the community activists, is that what they call themselves?
Yeah,
they know they're in the
legal observers.
Like, you did due diligence, you looked into the video, you made a video on it. People who were interested in what happened or who follow you, watch the video, learn the actual information. But I would say 60% of people only know the headline, right? So if you get to be the first one that's like, disabled woman pulled from car by crazy ICE guy, they're more likely to hang on to that. I mean, the faster and snappier the headline can be, the more damage it does in some ways, especially if it is a nuanced situation, which I would assume most of these situations are. It is the downside of our times that they know that they can go back and correct the record later in the bottom text of the article. But if their headline is snappy and sticks in people's minds, that's the truth that will pervade.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about this?
Story. People are sharing videos of him walking around afterwards being like, no way. What?
Yeah,
but people don't understand that that's adrenaline a lot of the times. So this is CBS News.
Dude, I've seen people get hit on a motorcycle on the freeway. Yeah. There's that famous video. The guy got hit, stood up immediately, walked like 10 feet, and then passed out after the adrenaline dump. Yeah.
So we have to understand where this claim's coming from. It's coming from CBS News. CBS News is also telling us that like 20,000 people have died in Iran. I don't believe those claims personally. So they're they're saying two U.S. officials are saying that he suffered internal bleeding to the torso following the incident. The Department of Homeland Security has not responded, confirmed, nor denied these reports, but they're coming from CBS News. It's very hard to kind of assess.
Why would CBS spread pro-ICE propaganda?
I don't know. CBS News spreads a lot of propaganda. So who knows? Who knows what's kind of really going on here, to be quite honest with you. Again, this is two anonymous U.S. officials. Who are these officials? We don't know. And I guess we'll wait till we get official kind of confirmation before jumping on this story.
So wait, are you saying that you don't believe that he was hit?
No, he was hit. Obviously, he was hit. I showed two angles of the shot, but there's also a level of disingenuousness on the right that I think needs to be called out as well. There's other people who sped up that video to make it look worse than it was.
The body cam footage going around, kind of doesn't really lie,
manipulation of any form. There's other manipulation on the left that also is very clearly editing out the kind of portion where they hit him, and they're kind of manipulating this. There was a UK, there was someone who made a UK cartoon that was just absolutely ghoulish. That just absolutely was the absolute reverse kind of storytelling of what actually happened here. So there's propaganda on both sides here. All I'm saying is, again, two anonymous sources, CBS News. I guess we'll see. He did get hit. What's the severity? I don't know. I'm just skeptical of everything I see now.
Well, I mean, I think that whether or not he was hit is not up for debate.
Yeah, he was hit.
Yeah. Jeremy is basically a Trump cheerleader since the AmFest invitation. Chat, I read chat, just so you know, people know this. That's obviously not true. You must be a new viewer. I guess I just don't. I just think just like the video of this kid who got shot in the face. Yes, it sucks that he got hit in the eye. Don't care. He charges officers very clearly in the video. It's undeniable. You can see him right here. They pull to arrest this person. Here's a kid with the megaphone charging in, and he catches one in the face. It sucks that it hit him in the eye, but if he didn't do that, he wouldn't have been hit. You can't charge in at police officers like that. That's just, you can't do that.
Do you think they're trying to recreate the Trayvon Martin effect?
Yes.
Where it's like he is just a young, innocent person minding his own business. In reality, most of these people...
They don't show the video, but they show this shit. Like, dude, he was there. Like, sorry, I get worked up. Like,
no, go for it.
They are like, here, confirmed 21-year-old approaches 33,000 likes. There's a reason they didn't attach the video. It's because the propaganda is, oh, he was just standing there like a good boy who didn't do nothing wrong. And it's just not the case.
Yeah, I think there is a, I think, okay, there's two things. Like, yes, propaganda, each side is going to spin maybe for their own benefit. Hopefully the majority of people will try to be as accurate as possible. You know, journalism's a little bit of a mess right now. I think there's also the classic, if it bleeds, it leads. So if we have one woman who is fatally hit while trying to block a car, everything that happened in Minneapolis, and that gets a story, every news editor in the country, every ex-person who shares content like this is now like, okay, so you want to see injuries that involve protesters and ICE people? Here's 100,000 of them. And they, I think we talk about this a little bit in terms of like X monetization. And it's kind of similar to the way that corporate media is trying to grab attention. Like, you want to be first on the scene and the biggest thing shared. And right now, people are really looking for examples of ICE being unfairly aggressive. And so they're willing to leave out details to get the engagement on their posts. That's sort of my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Jack Dorsey still owned Twitter and it wasn't X, I think now, I don't know, because there's still a lot of negative. It'd be a lie to pretend that people aren't, upset. You had Joe Rogan, to the largest audience in the world, called ICE Gestapo yesterday. Like, dude, you never saw the fucking video. Like, these women went there with a plan. They went there with coordination. They went there with, technology and funding. And they were there. Now, I don't think she was there to try and kill an ICE agent, but they were there to disrupt. They were there to exceed what the First Amendment allows. And like, why can't everybody just say, like, by the way, her own father does not blame ICE. Did you guys see that? They brought her father on to CNN and they did not get the interview that they wanted. He said she never should have been there. That's what her own father said that. Like, what was she doing? Now she's dead. He's like, I don't blame ICE. I don't blame my daughter, but they cut off the interview when he said she never should have been there. Like, that is, and now that guy's daughter's dead, and he knows. Like, I think most parents, like, you would have to be delusional to think that she was some innocent bystander. They keep trying to pass on this another innocent bystander. I don't see that. I see people who are getting gassed up by the crowd, suffering some sort of hero psychosis, and they go too far, and then something bad happens. We talked about this yesterday. It was heartbreaking to hear that woman's girlfriend wailing out in tears saying, why did you use real bullets? These people they don't even understand what the fuck they're doing. Like, they're going there and throwing concrete at police officers and saying, and then getting their ass kicked. And then are surprised
when the police or law enforcement agents are armed. Like, it doesn't make sense, but I think that's part of why it's so dangerous, right? Like, I mean, I have a young child. I have nannied and worked with kids for a long time. They have to develop logic, right? You cannot rationalize with someone who doesn't have logic or any ability to rationalize. And that's what it sort of feels like. Like, hearing that woman's, lady friend scream, why did you use real bullets? When you're out there talking about how dangerous you think they are and how bad they are for the community and how excessive force, whatever. Like, so if you thought they were dangerous, you thought they were dangerous with just, it doesn't make sense. And that's where it becomes sort of like, of course you guys are it's not that I support what they're doing in any way, but it's also like, man, you're a danger to yourselves because you are more about the glory or being able to post whatever on social media than really evaluating what risks you are taking, not just with your own lives, but with everyone around you.
I'm trying to find the propaganda video. I reviewed it on my YouTube channel.
They cut it short. They cut it to only when they're dragging him away and he's already bleeding. That's the one they're passing around as it says, look what they did to this 21-year-old.
Yeah, what happened to the stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of propaganda out there. And I think, there's a lot of like bad takes out there too. I think more of a nuanced perspective is needed. A lot of people are escalating this situation. I think it's already very escalated. Tensions are really high. Emotions are running wild. And I think we really should do a better job, like trying to understand and take a step back and try to deal with this, because we're very lucky that there's not more of these incidences. And it does seem like there is a group of people that are getting extremely close to putting themselves in extremely reckless, dangerous situations. And those people are not very smart, right? And those people are acting like absolute crazy lunatics, and they do not understand that, hey, driving towards an officer when he's in front of you is not a smart move to do. Like that is not something.
Yeah, jumping
in
front of a police officer's car is not good on any day of the week.
Yeah.
What the thing is, what these people are really there to do, and I think that most of them don't even know this. They are there for this reason. They are there to provoke an overreach of violence by ICE. That is why you go to these, you see every time when these people are getting pulled out of their cars, there's 50 people with DSLR cameras filming it. Mm-hmm. The purpose of these agitators is not to stop ICE. It is to get shot or to get beat up or to get whatever so that they can start a violent riot. They are trying to force, like, you got to call these women Foyd. What are the people calling them? Karen Foyd Karens or whatever. Like, they're trying to create another George Floyd scenario to where they can say, look at what ICE is doing. And I just think the people that are there are so brainwashed into thinking, like, they're either the fucking Stasi or they're not. Do you think people are on the street throwing rocks at the Stasi? No. And, like, I'm not saying that that's what they are, but I'm saying that's what these people are. They are there to get a moment where ICE actually does make a mistake and kills an innocent bystander. That's what they're trying to do. And that's exactly why the National Guard needs to be deployed and needs to have massive barriers around ICE agents who are doing their jobs. You can protest 2 blocks away. Fine. You aren't allowed, you shouldn't be able to get access to the street where ICE is conducting their activities, because it's dangerous for the protesters and it's dangerous for ICE. It's as simple as that. And I feel like even Republicans are hesitant to do what needs to be done because they're playing a dangerous game where all of these viral clips of leftoids going crazy, they know is good for them. And so they allow a certain degree of it because they say, go look at these leftoids, they're out of control, instead of simply deploying the National Guard and protecting these ICE agents. And I think there are like guilty people on both sides. There's a reason the National Guard isn't there. Why? They should have been deployed a week ago. Why aren't they there? Or
local police to help.
Or local police, something. It's because both sides benefit from these clips, and the people that don't are whatever her stupid, ripperonis and pepperonis, this stupid lesbian chick. Now she's dead, and the Democrats are standing on her body saying, "Look at this," and the Republicans are doing the same thing. That's the whole purpose of all of this. They know they're not stopping ICE. Sorry for the soapbox, but they know they're not. They know they're not stopping ICE. They know this, but so they're there to die for people like Mayor Jacob Fry or Governor Tim Walz, and nobody's saying the truth.
I think one of the challenges is that they have the empathy of so many people because, and not unreasonably, protesting in America has this romantic or heroic spin, right? Like if you're the one protesting, often the narrative when we talk about it, or when we look back at it, when memoirs are written about it, is that they are always 100% in the right. They're protesting because they're fighting for the little people or the oppressed or whatever. And I think that so much of our national logic or understanding of right and wrong has gone awry, that while there are people who will say, like, yes, you should be throwing yourself in front of every ICE agent out there because you're stopping fascism or whatever the line is, the reality is, most Americans aren't opposed to ICE conducting, within lawful measures.
They were doing the same thing under Obama. Nobody had a problem with it then.
There's just more press under Trump. And so you have to fight against, like, the public's trained instinct to sympathize with protesters, and also point out that these protesters, like, are arguing for disorder, right? Like, they aren't arguing like, oh, I don't know. They're claiming they're fighting fascism, but they are actually looking to dismantle stuff that keeps a lot of people safe.
Well, and I have a
little bit more of a nuanced take on it, because, like, I came out with a tweet, and then people from both sides are kind of attacking me here. I'm kind of used to that kind of situation. But we also need to understand, when Barack Obama was committing a lot of these raids and deporting way more people than Donald Trump was, the left was nowhere to be seen. They were okay with that, right? And that was just like 20 years ago.
They had the burrito gate a little bit, where they were like, look at these conditions. Was that under Biden or Obama?
Obama, right?
I think it might have been, yeah. But nothing compared to this, right?
Yeah. So I think, the job is very tough on ICE, and they have to be perfect here, and they can't make mistakes. I do believe it was a little bit overreaction, and I know the left doesn't highlight their action first. That created the overreaction. But still, regardless of that, they still have to be as best as they can. And it's an extremely difficult job, and it's an extremely tough job. But they have to be more careful than ever not to escalate this further. And I know it's, sometimes easier, but like taking, a kid's eye out because he's stupid and running towards ICE agents. It's not a good story for anyone. It's not a good story for the left. It's not a good story for the right. It's just highlighting the devolving situation that I just want not to keep escalating. I want to, like, chill and relax, and it's tough. It's not easy. And I feel for all the parties.
Well, that's why my point of not letting these crowds get close to law enforcement is key. Like, that kid should never have been able to charge law enforcement and get within 2 feet of them to put him. It is to protect both of them. I do want to move to this other topic because I think it's really interesting. Rubber Toe says, Luke is lame and gay. Also secretly vaccinated. He is not. He is definitely not vaccinated. He's autistic, but that's for different reasons.
Yeah. I'm a little retarded, but it's okay.
Punishment for Luke has to do an entire stream dressed as Jasmine Crockett, to include wearing blackface and talking ghetto. I'm not trying to get canceled too. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Show.
Yeah.
Well, he'll go on your drop the hard N on your show. That's
you can drop it on this one if you want. The text that says, to be fair,
necrophiliac.
Yeah, these naggers. These are the same people who would say they would chose the bear over the man in the woods. And they're serious. We have a generation of no consequence, and this is what it leads to. Yeah, I think that's very true. Over on Rumble chat, Mr. Tough Guy. So let's be honest. He was just saying that because he dick rides Rand Paul and was doing that to appease him. Oh, Joe Rogan. Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see Ron on instead of Rand, but Rubber Toe says, hey, Jeremy, you should have tiers for memberships for all those that might want to give a little more, maybe 10 or 20 a month. I'll be joined later this week. Also, I'm going to try some of your coffee. Thank you so much.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I have to figure out how to incentivize people to join more. Like, all my hard sell yesterday, we had one person join. So I don't know. I have to figure out what it's going to take to get people to take the plunge, or do more. I guess I have to do more ad reads for dick pills. I don't know. I mean, if that's the way to keep the show on, then that's the way to.
Pill ad reads? When did I miss those?
Well, I haven't done any, but I mean, I will. What do you guys make of? So there was So I don't know if people remember this, but there was kind of a big story 2 weeks ago where the military action in Venezuela was actually leaked to both the Washington Post and the New York Times before the military action happened. And the press ran out and said, well, we didn't run it because we're virtuous. Well, and there was some speculation even on this show. We're like, well, what did they really get? Did they really get? Well, it turns out they did, in fact, get classified information. And early this morning, the FBI raided that journalist's house to get their source. I don't love that. I don't think I like that. And then now President Trump has said the leaker has been found and is already in jail. That I think is fine. If you're leaking classified information that puts the military at risk, I'm fine with that. But raiding the journalist who got the information, that I don't know. I could be convinced, but I don't like it. I think that's a little bit beyond the pale.
I mean, this is something that Barack Obama did that he was extremely heavily criticized for. He used the Espionage Act on journalists, and he kind of allowed this to happen. Journalists should have their sources protected, right? They shouldn't be raided. They shouldn't be treated like criminals for doing journalism. Journalism should not be illegal. Now, let's just, try to understand, because I know there's going to be a lot of people criticizing me for this, but let's try to understand if this is, let's just say Joe Biden in power. James O'Keefe releases information like he has been doing.
They did do that to him.
Raids O'Keefe's.
What do you mean? They did.
But it was wrong when they did it to him.
Yes,
that's the point I'm trying to make here.
Yeah.
That's the exact point I'm trying to make here. All of us were like, what the hell? This is wrong. This is not cool. Why the hell are you raiding him? And still, the raid information was not released to James O'Keefe, even under this FBI.
Right. So
pretty clearly, we were pissed off about that. We should be pissed off about this, and we should not normalize journalists being raided for doing journalism. It's pathetic, it's weak, and it needs to stop immediately so we can have a good country that people could actually whistleblow on, important stuff.
I mean, I feel similarly. I think that there is a reason that journalists need to have the ability to protect or not disclose their sources. It's obviously a huge deal that military. I don't want to pretend that the idea that like someone could just be a source and tell the Washington Post, New York Times, whatever, isn't a big deal. Obviously, any kind of leak is serious to the government, but I would be curious to know what the parallel action is. Like, I don't know that I support raiding the journalist's home, but also what kind of pressure is going on internally to figure out where this came from, because it had to come from the inside the administration. It's a flashier headline to be like Trump raids journalist's house because, again, he's a crazy dictator. Yeah. But obviously all administrations, Republican and Democrat, deal with leaks. I would like to know more about that. Obviously, I'm not sure. I'm sure they would never tell us what's going on.
Yeah, but we can't be raiding people every time there's a leak, right? Especially when it comes to.
Well, you got to figure it out from
like Julian Assange, right?
Yeah, you have to find it internally. Like, I'm fine with them finding it internally, and especially in this case. Now, it obviously harkens back a little bit to Edward Snowden, right? Or was it Julian Assange? Sorry, I get those two confused sometimes. Where they say, hey, he was leaking, information.
Snowden was the leaker, Assange was the publisher.
Okay, so yeah. So like, if you're putting our troops at risk, it's a fine line, because the government could say you're doing that even if you're not. Like, whistleblowers have to be protected. I don't know that you could make this argument about the invasion. I think if our troops would have died, if we would have taken any casualties because of this getting leaked early, I'm fine putting the person who leaked it in prison, but the journalist, I don't think you can. They have to be able to report on their sources.
Didn't James Comey admit to leaking, and he's still not in prison? Why are we having this selective enforcement? Right? Yeah. It's nonsense. It's insane.
Yeah. So I think where are you at on jailing the person who leaked it? That's some murky waters too, right?
Yeah, well, it depends, right? Because did they go like what was the point of the leaking? Was it to enrich themselves? Was it to
were
do
they like
something?
the Secret Service agent on a date being like, I have this information, I'm going to tell you? Like,
yeah, because like if it's incompetence or if it's for self-interest, I get it. Yeah, you punish those people. But if it's generally like, hey, I tried to whistleblow. Hey, I went through these departments. I tried to whistleblow. Something illegal happened here. Hey, we killed Reuters journalists and double tapped them and murdered them in these helicopters in Iraq, and we covered it up. And the family still doesn't know what happened here. When you leak that information, which Bradley Manning released to Edward Snowden, that shouldn't be a crime, right? That should be something that someone did because they needed to release it to the general public because the government was actually acting illegally and criminally, assassinating and murdering Reuters journalists and blowing their cars up and then lying about it. That's a big difference. So I think it depends on the case, because obviously if you got some people going to the media being like, give me money and I'll tell you when Trump's DNA, or like going to China or going to Israel and selling our details, like the Israeli spy that was just at the U.S. Embassy with Huckabee's invitation. When you're doing stuff like that, that's illegal. That's bad. But when you're doing it for the purpose of helping out the general public, you should be giving whistleblower protection.
Yeah, I think we'll have to see the details of this. I think leaking. I think leaking a war crime is definitely a whistleblower situation. Trying to scoop the government to get it in the newspaper early, that's not.
Self-interest, profit, right?
Yeah.
Are you doing it for views and clicks and attention? Are you doing it for money? Then no, you shouldn't be leaking. You should be held accountable for leaking when you're doing that stuff.
Now, they didn't arrest the journalist. So I guess there's that. I think it's also within your realm to bring them in for questioning, but also if that journalist doesn't want to give up their source, then they shouldn't have to.
And I'd be curious to know if anything else comes from that raid, right? Like, they could be like, we think you have the source locked in your closet, so let us in there to raid, or an email or whatever it is. But
or like, hey, what are the financial transactions? How much did you pay? Like,
sure,
but what if that happened?
They're going to take a bunch of stuff. Right. So it goes from me being like, it's a raid with this intended purpose, but suddenly you're the government and you're like, but we've decided actually you committed this crime because of something we obtained during the raid. Like, I get nervous about that kind of stuff where it seems like they're giving themselves a ticket to entry when maybe they don't actually have the authority to.
Yeah, Siren says there are no protections for a journalist source, especially if a crime was committed in sharing the information. Classified military information is a no-no. Yeah, I mean, again, I think if you're revealing a war crime, I'm more apt to stump for you. If you're trying to scoop and get a name for yourself, straight to jail. And because you weren't really trying to save any lives here. You weren't really trying to.
I would argue that you were willing to risk lives to try and make President Trump look bad. And that's playing with service members. That's not good.
Yeah. McCall says Jeremy's new venture, Dick Pill brand Dick Pills, soon to be a gas station brand gas station with the do not redeem slogan. Look, I talked to Amaranth about that. Like, people, I know she's the OnlyFans whore, blah, 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 blah. She also bought like 5 gas stations and makes millions of dollars off of them. Like, I'm looking to invest in things outside of the internet. Like, especially now, where YouTube's like, oh, remember when you made $10 a day? Now you make $4 a day. Why? Yeah, because we said so.
And AI is going to come take your job soon.
And AI is going to replace you by the end of 2027. So like, I'm 100% looking at investing my money into, shit like gas stations and car washes and storage units and stuff like that. Dick pills, probably not, because dick pills would still rely on me having a active audience on the internet. And I think on the dick pills note, I do want to give you two. I've got to dip a little early. I've got a doctor's appointment. I've got to get to, but let the people know where they can find your content And guys, remember, we'll be back tomorrow at 2 Eastern. And to really strongly, hopefully consider going to thequartering.com at some point today and joining to support the show. I'll try to think of some more benefits to offer other than the members Discord, because that's apparently not enough to incentivize people.
You win a date with me, or you win a sparring match with me.
Oh, okay, there you go. If
Maybe
that will,
both, depending on how it starts.
Yeah. Okay, so Luke, let him know, and then Hannah Claire, let him go, and then we'll go kick everyone over to Viva Fry.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy. Thanks. I appreciate you. Hope people subscribe to this channel, support you, and support all the work you're doing. If you want to support me, youtube.com/wearechange. I'm releasing a lot of videos. My new backup channel is doing incredibly well. It's one of the few things that doesn't have all the limitations and restrictions
until
on
YouTube
it.
figures it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So far, I'm like,
okay, Debbie Downer.
Yeah, thanks, Negative Nancy. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
go give YouTube and the Zog orders right now. Take it down. Take Luke down.
Jeremy is emailing them. Do you know
right
about
now,
Luke's second channel?
He's like, yep. But youtube.com/wearechange is the main channel, and I'm still doing vast majority of work on there. Just released the Nick Fuentes video, the Rand Paul video, and the Epstein video today. I'm going to do another one on Rogan. So youtube.com/wearechange. Go check it out. Thank you so much for all of your support.
Yeah, thank you guys who are watching. It really it means a lot to me, and it does a lot for this channel. Of course, you can subscribe to me, but if you are subscribed to me and not subscribed to this channel, that's crazy. Please subscribe to Quartercast. I have been really happy to be a part of this team and to be able to talk to Luke and to also be a part of Estrocast. So come back tomorrow for Estrocast at 2 p.m. If you want to follow my work outside of this, it's Hannah Claire B on Rumble, on YouTube, and on X. Thank you guys so much.
I've got some viewer messages to read too, but I've also got one more message here for you guys to share. And we're thankful to have Morgan & Morgan supporting the show. So I want to give them a shout out here.
Accident or injured in any way, you should know how to protect your rights. That's why I'm so glad to have this video sponsor Morgan & Morgan. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions of dollars. Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle for lowball offers. Just in the past couple of months, Morgan & Morgan saw verdicts of $12 million in Florida, 34 times the highest insurance offer, $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times the highest insurance offer, and $6.8 million in New York, 25 times the highest insurance offer. Their fee is absolutely free unless you win. Fighting big companies takes a big law firm. As America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan are ready to take on insurance companies of all sizes. Morgan & Morgan has modernized the injury law process so you can submit a claim and communicate with your legal team all from your smartphone. And remember, size matters. Morgan & Morgan is big. They're America's largest injury law firm. That means they have the resources to fight to get you the best results, and they're capable of spending millions on a case to see it through. Did you know you can start a claim with America's largest injury law firm in just one click? It's so easy. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/quartering or click the link in the description down below.
And one last viewer message from McLeod. Jeremy's caveman bone broth. I looked into bone broth, but Alex kind of has that market cornered. So there's definitely going to be more stuff beyond coffee. But yeah, I appreciate you all. And go say hi to Viva. And we will see you tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern. Bye, everybody.